Hello. I'm going to talk some more today about research, specifically about finding and choosing sources, especially when you want to express an opinion or make an argument. Your choice of source can help you use facts in the most effective way. And as an example, I'm going to do some research on how Martin Luther King's birthday became a national holiday, with the idea that I'm writing an essay in favor of that institution. And to start that research, I'm going to start at Wikipedia. I know that this is a fairly controversial choice. You've probably heard a lot of criticism of Wikipedia as a source of information. However, I find that it can be a good source of sources. Let me show you what I mean by starting a search for Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So, this is the Wikipedia page for Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And at the beginning of the article, there's this menu of things that I would like you to notice. Wikipedia, of course, provides a history, because this is a history article. It also provides references, so that as you're reading the article, you can look at how the author of the article got his or her information. It also offers further reading, so that you can read more about the subject in different places, and, I think most importantly for our purposes, external links. Let me show you what I mean by that by clicking that link. Here then are some external links that the author of this Wikipedia page has provided to us. For the purposes of my particular essay, I'm finding this one the most interesting, Remarks on Signing the King Holiday and Service Act of 1994 by President William J. Clinton. Since President Clinton signed the act, I assume that what he will have to say will be in favor of the holiday, which is the position that my essay wants to take. So, I'm going to follow this link and see what I see. So, I see that I've followed the link to a website called the American Presidency Project. And here is President Clinton with remarks on signing the King Holiday and Service Act of 1994. I took a little time to read this before I made this recording, so I'm cheating a little. I hope you'll forgive me. But what I noticed in this article was right about here, where the President says, "The King Holiday and Service Act of 1994 in this bill combines for the very first time our national holiday in honor of Dr. King with a National Day of Service. Nothing could be more appropriate, for it was Dr. King who said everyone can be great because everyone can serve." And President Clinton goes on to quote Dr. King some more. This, it seems to me, would be a pretty good quote to use in an essay about the Martin Luther King Jr. national holiday. And so I will do what I have done before. I will right-click it, I will press copy, and I will open a new document in Word, where I will again right-click and press paste. And there I have a quotation. Now, of course, I want to be able to cite the quotation, and so I will follow the advice of the owl at Purdue, as I've been trained to do. I will first cite the author. That would be Clinton, William J. Then I will cite the name or title of what I'm quoting from, which, let me just check really quickly, is Remarks on Signing the King Holiday and Service Act of 1994. See if I can remember that. Remarks on Signing the King Holiday and Service Act of 1994. Notice that I'm putting this in quotation marks because it is a shorter form piece of writing. It's not a novel, it's not a television series, it's remarks. Next, I should tell my reader where I got these remarks from, and as you probably remember, the way to do that is pretty much to copy and paste the web address of the site you used. I have done that thus. And of course I want to put those into the triangular brackets, which I never can find very easily. One there, and one there. And finally, I want to give the date on which I accessed this, so I'll say accessed, what's today? 5 March 2019. And thus, what I have done is I have created myself a quotation and a citation for it. That will help my essay make its point. Finally, I want to point out that this is just the beginning of a piece of research. It can be a process that takes a lot of work and some frustration, but I hope this essay has helped you as you start to do your own research. I hope you'll find as you do it that the result of all this hard work and frustration can be rewarding. You get more knowledge, and you make a stronger essay. As always, thank you for your time and attention.